is going to go because Pylai is going to kind of roam around, and the Lion's not really going to get too much space by himself.
Right.
It's going to be, I think, to me, Pylai is one of the... Pylai is probably one of the best heroes, I mean, one of the best players to zone people. I think he's really, really good at zoning.
Right.
And with having almost no items as the position 5. I mean, I know that Bounty Hunter it's like one of his favorite heroes, so that's why he's playing it, clearly. But I'm not entirely sure how good Way 2 is going to do the zoning in comparison.
It's kind of antithetical to what you want to do this patch, which is, you know, ball up, win early, and this hero is somebody that wants to have the game not necessarily go uber late, like super late, but he wants it to go late, like past 35 minutes for sure.
You would say his prime period of time is usually like 40-45 minutes, right, where he's usually got at least 5 or 6 slots. But all right, guys, so we're getting into now our first game of mousesports and eHug. We're going to leave it to Blitz and K-Pop to casting for this series.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk actually about the anti-mage pick. I think that the anti-mage, it's kind of a response to what Mouse have. They don't have the best lockdown aside from the Lion, who needs levels. But if you assume that the Lion and the Bounty Hunter, I think that's one of those things that they read. They were like, okay, there's a Bounty Hunter. It's only going to be a Lion. That Lion is going to be zoning the Clockwork most of the time. He's probably not going to have the, or the Nyx most of the time, I'm sorry. So he's probably not going to have the best time in terms of getting a Blink Dagger, in terms of getting levels.
Exactly. Yeah, if you are going to pick an anti-mage, this would be the right time to pick it, I think. It's just, it's really, really odd in this meta. I think we haven't seen a hard carry of his life in a while.
Tribute.
Yeah, but it's weird because the American scene loves their anti-mage, like more so than any other scene. America picks it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those iconic heroes as well. It's probably one of the heroes.
He's fun.
Yeah, if you're a carry player, you know how to play anti-mage, and so for eHug, obviously anti-mage is a hero that has this really weird power curve, right, where he gets 6 slotted faster than any hero in the game, and then all of a sudden he just like tapers off.
Exactly. So I think that actually kind of works in this meta a little bit. Is he farms really? He's almost like a light version of Alchemist, where he's not quite as hard into that getting 6 slotted immediately, but he's kind of the same thing, just pushed back about 5-10 minutes, right? But he can farm fast, and he needs to farm fast, but he doesn't do terribly well once the other carry gets 6 slotted.
And Bloody Nine kind of just messing with Pylai, and Pylai just doing his standard stuff, trying to mess with the supports, to make life difficult for them.
Yeah, he's all about blocking these camps. Usually you see the Bounty Hunter as a counter to the Chin more so than just, you know, regular lineup like this, but he's just really, really interested in making sure these blocks and these pulls don't happen.
Yeah, and Pylai getting quite low, but should be able to walk away from this. He's actually got 11.
Oh, wow. That level 1 Thunderstrike.
That most surprising.
I think that does more damage than just about any other nuke at level 1 in the game. Thunderstrike does.
It was more surprising that Pylai sticked around for so long, considering he wasn't going to win that trade. Like, with the sentry right there, if one support rotates over, you're dead. Yeah. I think you have to get out of there, and that's actually such a huge kill. And he's now going to rotate at bottom, but MJW has done decently enough for himself here at this bot lane, and being harassed down a little bit.
Good job with the double hit from Pylai.
Actually dipping quite low, and the Lance is there to follow.
Really good at
one more hit, and yeah, they're able to get the kill. Pylai with that order venom, making a good rotation, and that's what they need. The first death wasn't the best thing in the world, but the second kill that you set up kind of makes up for it in a sense.
Right, exactly. And Pylai does get first blood more than any other player on mousesports. I think he's given up that. That would make like 11, I think. Over his time with the team, but I think that's okay because he always puts himself in a position that if it goes well, it's going to go exceptionally well, and if it goes bad, he can recover. Right? He was in a situation there where, yes, he gave up first blood, but he blocked a couple of camps, messed up things, like got Bulba a good start in lane, and then he was able to rotate bottom after dying and getting a kill. So it makes the best out of a bad situation generally.
I was actually just about to point that out. I said a boot. About to point that out because the Clockwork is level 3 compared to the level 1 Nyx Assassin, and so you're okay with this type of trade because Bulba's had such a good time. And so I feel Pylai kind of embodies that principle of tactical feat. Like, you die, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
Exactly. So of course it's better if you don't die, but if you do die, it's not the worst.
I mean, he'd be pretty glad just to kind of mess with him there and be able to get out with 10 HP, but and he's actually making his way back up here, and Justin is getting a little bit low. There's no way they're able to kill him, but they're just trying to mess with him and get him as low as possible. And Pylai getting a few hits and just forcing the anti-mage out of the lane. And this is what you need to do. You need to disrupt his rhythm.
Exactly.
Like, take him out of that Battle Fury timing, and right now, it's going just decently enough for them.
If you're at home watching this Bounty Hunter, wanting to, you know, spice up your life with a little support Bounty Hunter, watch how Pylai is always in position to get that Shadow Walk hit while he's in the Fade time. Every time he goes for it. Because if you're careful and you hit the first hit with the Shadow Walk while it's still fading, you get that extra bonus damage at the beginning and the end as well when you come out of it. So if you're at home and you want to really improve your bounty hunter play, that's one way to do it.
At top, cast the fly.
Oh, you got to know they're going to. It's going to be a lot.
One more hit should be able to clean highlight eye up again, but again, Boba able to survive, misses the cogs, but a free kill up the top, and again, highlight eye goes down, but
Do it with flair.
okay, at that one,
That one's not good. That one is not good.
You're not happy with that one if your Pylai die,
No.
but you have to be ready for that. There's two supports up there. You've got the Anti-Mage that can blink in, and I really like the decision by the Witch Doctor to go for that Maledict because they realize the heal isn't so necessary.
Right, exactly. We're going to be dealing with like burst damage. Like it's going to be Pilot Eye coming in to get some quick damage with the clockwork, or it's going to be nothing.
Yeah, so Bloody Nine picks up an Invis Rune. Looks like he wants to make his way mid, but he doesn't have the Disrupt, and Pylai Die again about to be found out in this middle. They actually start pinging around this area.
This is really smart sentry ward placement from eHug.
Yeah, it's better than just putting it straight in the middle lane because the most important thing is that you want to spot the rotations between the top and the mid lane, and so doing just that. And MJW though has been zoned out of the off lane, sitting at level 2 right now, and that's the power of the PL.
He almost got that kill.
And at top, cast the fly. So does the Maledict. Bulba's out of mana right now, but this shouldn't be enough damage, but just enough to harass him out. He does have a salve, so he should be okay. And Koikva in this mid lane is getting quite low, but he should be okay. He's got the blink up. He's just going to bottle. I assume he would bottle Crow just because of the timing of this. And Bottle's actually going to, or Crow's actually going to head for top. And then middle, Sonic Wave to fly, but Koikva doesn't have enough quite yet. There's the follow-up, Scream of Pain and Pylai Die's rotation, able to make that kill happen. TP gets cancelled at the last second, but the Queen of Pain, who is doing quite well for himself mid, just does a little bit better now.
Yep. So I think this has been pretty even so far. I think Mouse has come out a little bit ahead because I think they're winning 2 out of 3 lanes. They're not doing so well top relative to the other lanes, but Black is getting exactly what he wants bottom, and they just got to kill mid. So it's gonna be pretty well for them.
A lot of people are going to watch this game and say, like, oh, Pylai Die's feeding, but at the same time, look at how much space he's created. He's able to create a lot of space for Boba at top. He got the kill on MJW at bottom. He made stuff happen in this mid lane. And the thing about the Queen of Pain Viper matchup is that Viper is incredibly annoying to Queen of Pain.
Right.
But if Queen of Pain just has a little bit of help, she starts to get 1 or 2 items like Treads, then I think she does fine.
Right, exactly.
So this bottom, Way 2 is going to camp out the rune. Quakes absolutely needs it. He's actually just going to take it for himself.
If you're support, what type? If you can't get like a haste rune or an invis rune, do you prefer having a bounty rune over something like a regen or even an illusion? Probably as a
yeah,
support?
because a regen is situational, right? Sometimes it's going to work out really well for you if you're support. Like if you just spent all your mana harassing the offlaner, I think illusion on certain heroes, like if you get it one at level 2, then it really helps you to zone out the offlaner. It's like one of the more broken things, but yeah, the bounty rune, especially for a hero like Lion who's not going to get the most space possible.
He's been able to get a lot of levels though. He's almost a level 5, 6 minutes in, which is pretty good for you're kind of a solo babysitting support with Pylai Die running around.
I think a large portion of that too goes to the fact that MJW went to the mid lane, kind of camped there because he kind of saw the gank coming.
Right.
And as soon as he left, the bounty hunter kind of just strolls in, is able to pick up the kill. And so if MJW doesn't really contest this off lane, it means that Way 2 can just continuously pull.
Exactly.
Do the pull through repeatedly. And at the top, they don't really have that luxury as Bulba's had such a good start with 20 CS already in the off lane against a tri lane.
Yeah, they've won 2 of these 3 lanes, and the other lane they're not losing quite as bad as everyone else is. And here we're gonna have a big fight in mid. Earth Spike goes in. Infinity's looking bad, but a great spike from MJW. Will Infinity make it out? He will not. And they'll turn around on him, and this is not gonna look good for eHug.
Yeah, he doesn't have the spike carapace up, and he goes down, and that's a double kill for Koikva. Quite a big thing for a player that's known for snowballing.
Oh yeah. On a hero that's known for snowballing as well.
Yeah, exactly, and you said it yourself. This is one of those heroes that Mal's love to play. This is one of the more prevalent heroes in this patch. And giving up 2 quick kills after that Queen of Pain. I think that's his 3rd one as well. My eyesight's terrible, as most people know. So I can't really read the screen. Can you verify?
He is 3 now.
Alright, so he's 3 now with the top network in the game. And as a Viper, you kind of pick it as a hero that isn't meant to dominate in terms of CS, but you're just meant to keep the other person from CSing it now. With those 3 kills, almost doubling the Viper net worth now at just 6 or 8 minutes into the game.
Exactly. Now, if you're doing this well as a quad, what's your normal item choice against a lineup like this?
I think you still need to get a BKB. It just kind of depends. If Koikva was having a terrible game, I would say that he would need to get a BKB as a first item. But I think things like Aghanims, even Necro 3 would be okay here, in my opinion. Like, I think getting a Necro 3 would actually be really good. Going for the dive, just stun the follow as well. MJW gonna go down really quickly, and Ja has to be careful as well because there's not much stopping them, and they're actually not gonna chase that out.
Don't you hate that TP timing though, when you TP to save your friend and you get there just as he dies, and you're like, oh man,
You're not
I
really
died too.
Luckily, the stun and the hex were on cooldown, and it didn't look like they wanted to commit for it. With Ja was out of mana, and in this mid lane again, Infinity. I mean, they're just encamping him all game, and now it's the clockwork to follow. He hasn't been showing himself, but because he has to realize at this point, any sort of rotation they're going to throw with that Queen of Pain. This bottom tower should be going down quite soon. Splash starts to chip away at it with the Ring of Aquila up and Glyph to fall, but I mean, Jaws doesn't have the most mana and HP. The Nyx Assassin doesn't really have the levels required to
He's
test
just
this.
now level 4. This has been a really rough lane for him. Phantom Lancer, one of those heroes that are so annoying to lane against, just spamming out lance after lance. And yeah, you can carapace it, but it's almost not worth the mana cost to constantly carapace it.
Yeah, Bloody Nine makes the rotation for this bottom lane, and I think he had the right idea there. I think that you need to somewhat contest when that tier 1 tower is going to fall, especially to a hero like just the Phantom Lancer and the Lion, but meanwhile at top, Justin, I mean, he's just been contested so much this entire game. Like, even when you go for kills, you do push out the lane, and you're seeing the benefits of that right now for Bulba. So this mid matchup, I mean, the Queen of Pain now is absolutely dominating. It looks like he's actually going to go for the Orchid.
It's rough at Viper when before 10 minutes you're having to kind of chill at your own tower when the creep wave is in the middle.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. It's just demoralizing, right? Like, I play this matchup a lot. If you're losing a match up as, especially as the Viper, you're just kind of thinking to yourself, like, boy, what am I going to do? I don't have a flash farm mechanic. I don't have the best way to go around and gank because I'm an immobile slug humanoid flying thing. Like, I'm not meant to go for
My
kills.
wings aren't even on right, they're on backwards.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he has backwards wings.
Yeah, and he's got a huge underbite as well. I don't know why that
He
affects
just doesn't have anything going for him.
Under attack.
So the Viper, I mean, a hero known to dominate the lane isn't able to do so. He's actually falling quite behind in terms of net worth,
And Pai's even messing up these stacks as much as he can.
yeah, just being able to invade the jungle this early, and again, Justin's just not having the best time at top. And at bottom, I kind of just want to focus on the Nyx's levels if we're just able to take a look at that. He's only level 4, almost 11 minutes into the game. And this is with Pai devoting his time between his top and mid lane.
Right. If you have no Vendetta right now, you don't have Viper doing well at all. Like, what is your... How do you force fights? How do you get pickoffs right now? You can't. And they don't really want to play... They're somewhat okay with playing a little bit passive because of their anti-mage, but they want to make space for him. They don't want to just sit back on all lanes. They want to be aggressive in their other lanes so the anti-mage can be free.
Yeah. And when you play this type of style that Mauza is playing, where you have two kind of hard farmers in the mid and the carry role, I think this is what happens. You just have to consistently rotate with your support. And in this mid lane, Bobo with the there goes the Finger of Death. 3 ultimates used in succession. I mean, if Infinity was feeling bad, he's going to feel even worse as after ult to fly, but definitely worth it.
I like Quake today. He's like, give me that kill. I want it.
Gotta get that last hit. Not even going to wait for the
Gotta
screen.
get that stats page. I gotta keep my KDA super high.
Yeah, so Quake they're going to push out this mid tower, and with no Viper here to contest it, I mean, they don't have the best way to kill him. Bloody Nine has to hit level 6. That's what eHug are kind of waiting right now for. They need to hit this kind of level timing where they get to level 6 on the Disruptor, so he gets the ultimate, and that's Vendetta as well to help. And Josh,
Clutch deny that base damage from Witch Doctor.
you, Josh. They needed something to stop the bleeding, and that's one of those, like,
Feels good.
get out of here kind of moments. And so Quakefoot actually going to opt to go for that Orchid. Bulba gonna make his move on Bloody Nine, but Bloody Nine not gonna be able to get out of there as Quakefoot rotates in
Another one.
on a mega kill, and Justin, he is tracked up, but they shouldn't be able to get more out of this. But again, that's just another kill that adds the way of Mouse. And you talk about a snowball lineup. You've got a Bounty Hunter on top of a Queen of Pain that's got a lot of kills, and this is what's happening now, is that Black just kind of gets to skip between a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower to farm.
Right. It's one of those things where they really shouldn't have won the lanes as hard as they did, but there was a chance. If everything went well for them, if Pylai Dai did just what he needed to do, and they were able to zone out the Nyx Assassin, they would manage to win the lanes, and if they won the lanes, there was really no way of stopping them.
Yeah, and in this mid lane, Jaw's gonna get tracked up.
Pylai Dai, he's been chasing after couriers this entire game, but he hasn't had one just quite yet.
Yeah, he's actually, it's really smart. Do you notice what he's doing? He's just kind of floating between the mid and the top and tracking people as they walk by to make sure that they're not taking flat.
Right.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Tower to fall again at top as Koifa just continues to kind of snowball, and
They have all this pressure like on the map now. They can throw down some wards in their jungle if they want to. Like they just have control over so much of the map. Like it's this early in the game. They probably have control over 70%. Like eHug probably only feels comfortable on like that right third.
Dire's
and
top tower is under
that's so smart to
attack.
bring up just because when you play as a team like Mouse where you need to take up 70% of the map to farm between two heroes, I think that absolutely has to happen, and Justin's forced down into this bottom lane. Like if they can just constantly rotate, I think it's okay.
The patch kind of forced him into it. I think it was good because I think if we were still on 8-3 and we were still like into these super late game farmy heroes, it would be a little bit worse for Quakefoot because he would think that running two super greedy heroes would work. Whereas now you're running heroes like Queen of Pain, who can be a bit of a greedy hero. You want to get a lot of farm on her, but she has mechanisms to deal with it if she doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't have to be the number one on the board. It's just really nice if she is.
Yeah, Justin taking a bit of a beating at bottom, and he still doesn't have that Battle Fury, but
Oh man.
I mean, there just hasn't been space made for him this so far, and Pylai Dai being level 6 just being annoying, and I think he's just going to hit him and
being
walk
annoying.
away.
Yep.
Yeah, and so Pi following him into the jungle. They're pulling it out, but can they get the rotations necessary? Queen of Pain's coming in as well, but Justin, smart enough to just link up here. The TP comes in, almost in position with that hook shot, able to get that last hit. Roshan wants to see him as well, but able to get out, and man, that's brutal.
Yeah, I don't see much of a way to come back here from eHug. If you, what is the way eHug comes back? They just get a lucky fight, maybe catch Mao's Roshing and get a lucky fight there, like, or do they just need to really turtle, defend high ground well, and hope their anti-mage comes back? Because 10k gold lead at 15 minutes is not
That's
great.
one of
Dire's
the
bottom tower is
more
under
rough
attack.
scenarios that I've seen a team put in.
Right.
But I think for eHug, the smart thing to do here is just don't panic. Like, things are looking kind of bad, but you just stick to the game plan. Try to pressure
Dire's
Black when you can
structures
using the
are
Disruptor, because
fortified.
Disruptor is one of those heroes that is meant to be passive. Like, you
Right.
have to be aggressive with that ultimate because he doesn't have the best mechanics for coming back into the game, and so Bloody 9 finally starting to do that. He's still only level 5, and that's kind of concerning to me because he needs to pick up that crucial level 6 to be able to do anything. And even at this point, with how much farm Black and Koifa have, it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to have the impact that he wants. But I think the correct thing to do is he gets level 6, you smoke, and you try to find the Queen of Pain or Black to slow them down. I think if you're eHug, you should kind of go for that morale kill, and I think you would go for the Queen of Pain here.
I would agree with that. And yeah, you're completely right about Disruptor, because Disruptor's kind of a hero that you want to force retreats. Exactly, like if they're at the tower and you force them to back off and you catch someone with a glimpse and you get a free kill, or you win a fight and you catch someone still leaving. Like you don't want to be in a situation where you're the one having to retreat as Disruptor, because his kit isn't really useful for that.
Yeah, and that's actually the smartest way I've seen it brought up, because whenever I see a team winning with it, the hero feels actually like the most dominant thing in the entire world. Like you said, most players are used to sitting at the tower, kind of waiting for things to go, and then they run away. But against a hero like Disruptor,
You can't.
it screws up your timing so hard because you just get to glimpse, you're so far behind that nobody's going to save you,
Right.
you get blown up, instantly it's a 45, you can't take that fight in the mid, a 3-man hook's going to fight, but what was this kind of getting out there, and he lays down the Alex, and he's got a haste rune. A lot of us in the team expected for him. Double stun. Queen of Pain, Scream, and a Sonic Wave to fall, and Bloody 9 getting quite low, and the TP coming in from Black as well, but Infinity manages to get that out, and the Queen of Pain blinks away, and Pylai Dai kind of in the middle of nowhere. There is a Sentry Ward down as well. They need this kill. Here comes Black. Oh, and he's beating away on Infinity, and he should go down as well. Pylai Dai is perfectly fine, and a 3-for-1 trade. Just so much was expended.
That was such a like not clean engagement from Bulba either, right? He went in, he kind of yellowed in because he had a high strength, thought he was going to be able to get out, gets thrown back into the static storm and dies, but it doesn't matter because Mount's just so far ahead. By making them commit to a fight, wasting a static storm on a single hero, they're able to come
Dire's
back.
middle tower
Yeah,
has
and so
fallen.
eHug, I mean, they had the right idea. If they're going to get into a fight, that wasn't a terrible one. Infinity did the right thing as well, breaking that TP from Black, but he was fast enough. He's got Boots of Travel and Ayasha, was able to just kind of hightail it over there. And you want to kill Boba there, yes, but the amount that you just had to expend to do it isn't the best trade.
Right, I agree. And that's why this boots of travel, this really early boots of travel pickup is so smart for Black, because in this meta, you want your carry to be able to fight. You want him to be able to TP to lanes and get there fast and be able to contribute and then go back to farming. And boots of travel is the best item to really make that happen.
Oh yeah, completely. And I think Black has kind of had this reputation of being one of those players that just ignores his team and continues to farm. And right there, you just kind of saw an attitude shift where it's like, okay, my team's in trouble. Yes, I'll kind of drop this farming and try to rotate over and help. And Bulba picking up this bottom rune, just the bounty, so not being able to do much. And like you said, not the most clean engagement, but does he even care at this point?
He just wants to force the other team to engage. If you can make him stick around for just a little bit, the rest of his team can come in and clean up. So it was smart by Bulba.
Yeah,
Because he almost took him off guard, because like, why would you hook into 4 heroes from the other side? You're literally behind us. You're at where our tier 2 used to be, and you're hooking into us.
yeah, they were probably just like scrambling. They're like,
What do we do?
yeah. So
It
highlight
worked out
that.
really well.
Continuing to just kind of hunt around the map, and with all of this tier 2 tower being taken out bottom, it just opens up so much for him. He's able to go so aggressively, and he's got a blink dagger now as well. Just more for eHug to worry about, and now they're stacked up as 4 because they're so afraid of this bounty hunter and this clockwork to be able to rotate in, and that just continues to create further space right now for Mouse.
Justin does have his battle theory now. 18 minutes is not the worst considering the situation. Is there ever a situation where you give up on the battle fury, ever? Or do you just always need it to be legitimate as anti-mage?
It's one of those weird things, you know, when you get a hand of Midas, it's because it helps you with levels and it helps you get further ahead.
Right.
And then you see the catch-up Midas where you're so far behind that it helps you catch up. It's like a weird paradox where the Battle Fury helps you get ahead, but at the same time it'll help you catch up.
Right.
I think that in 99% of cases that you would pick it up anyways, regardless of what the timing is.
Yeah, I don't really. I kind of fooled around with that myself, messing around in pubs, not getting battle fury. But it's just, you just need that. The whole point of that hero is to get farmed fast. Like your blink is good because you can blink the camps fast and farm them fast. Like that's kind of the idea. And so you need something like a battle fury. Otherwise, you just don't feel like you do anything.
Yeah, I saw some Russian team build. What was that item called? A Vanguard into the, what is that?
Silver Edge?
No, what was
Okay,
that item that
new item.
upgrades into Vanguard? It's
Oh, Crimson Guard.
yeah, he
Crimson
built
Guard.
Crimson Guard first item, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And it worked for like the first 20 minutes, and then he had like absolutely no farmer damage.
Exactly. Vanguard anti-mage used to be the thing, right? You would get that
Making his way back, but Highlight Edge is trying to avoid the stun. This is more space creation, but yeah, falls in as well. Quick fall with the double sonic raid. 29 getting quite low, but Justin gonna help out. The blame was getting a lot lower, and there's just so many heroes right now swarming in for mousesports on top of eHug, and Infinity's gonna get daggered as well, and Bulba's on the chase. Invis is up, and eHug just has to get out of here as 3-man rotation. The first spike is well to fall. Bulba's got a DD on top of that, and Waiku's on the kill spree. I mean, they're just being overrun at this point.
eHug has enemy heroes initiating on them from behind them. They're at their own secret shop, and they have clockworks like almost from their own base looking in. They have way too like came up the ramp behind the secret shop to engage. Like they have no control over their map right now, and they know it.
Yeah, at this point, it's one of those things too that you're just killing them with impunity. You don't really care where the other
Where
heroes
you're
are.
coming from. You can be sloppy and it's fine.
Yeah, and that's something I want to point out is that people will say, okay, well, Mauser are so sloppy, but at the same time, it's just because they're so far ahead enough that you don't have to take the most clean engagements.
It's almost like a morale thing too. It's like Ben always talks about how you don't. Like Merlini says, if you're gonna GG, you might as well do it early to keep yourself from getting beat on for the next 5 minutes, so you don't lose morale. And this is almost a thing for Mouse to be a little loose with their play, to have fun, get some kills, like make eHug feel bad and make themselves feel great, because that's going to carry on to the next game. Because the chances of eHug coming back in this game are not great. So it's really smart for Mouse to kind of play up the psychological angle of we can come at you from wherever, we're going to dominate you, we're going to dominate the series.
Something I want to point out is that in my time in Korea, I kind of felt that fear as well. There was a point where actually that thought of Bloody Nine doesn't get initiated on, he hoping to fall as well. But does get the hit off as well, but in the fly, the Disruptor does lay down his ultimate, and
Doesn't really
Highlight
do a
Guy
lot.
gets ultimated as well, but Justin's just going to kind of run away and quick. One more hit should do it, and he does die in that backline, and Infinity being pushed back by the cogs. He is tracked up as well, and Way2 is being matched on, and MJW coming in from the rear is able to get the kill, and the double stun is there as well. And actually, he's going to fall as well. And they're going to go for the bait. And oh my god, MJW's out of mana. Not in the best area, but just can't do it. That's the third track kill in a row as Quick picks up an overkill and he's pilot top. Black doesn't even need to participate in that fight. He's got the boosted power up, but doesn't even feel like it's necessary. And GG, well played, is called by eHug. Is
Not too soon.
Mouse takes a 22-minute victory, and it's a dominant one as well.
Yeah. In the best way possible.
Yeah, I completely agree with it. Like you said, I mean, we can't talk about it enough. Pilot yeah, he died, but at the same time, he gave Bulba so much space to be able to do what he wanted, and eHug's gonna go down in that first game, and I mean, is that kind of what we all predicted to happen or expected?
Maybe not that strong. I think we all expected Mouse to at least 1-1, like they would at least win.
Yeah.
And definitely favorites to take it 2-0, but maybe not in that convincing of a fashion, guys.